What would you say if you had to guess if I asked you how much stronger the IO's device looks compared to the one that Midas built? I would say personally at least 2 times stronger, but that might be a little on the low side. Everybody knows if you decide to do a sequel of something, it has to be better than the original. Otherwise, what was the point? So it's day 2 after the 20.40 update, and we continue to get more and more things that roll out from the files related to the event that we are going to see very, very soon, which I am just super pumped for. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you are as well. According to We Love Fortnite and Egyptian Leaker, we know that the event countdown is going to be in the sky at some point soon over this location on the map. A very strange location indeed. As it turns out, the countdown isn't going to be directly above the Doomsday device. It's going to be a little bit further to the right, just away from it, but still very nearby. I wonder why that is. Is the Doomsday device going to project the countdown over there with a beam, or is there some deeper meaning? Is there like some hidden cavern underneath that exact spot? I guess we'll have to wait and find out. Be sure to let me know what you think. Apparently very soon the Doomsday device is going to start pulsating throughout matches. As you can see from Caspol updates and news, it might already be happening now. This is pretty cool. They don't always have many live events, as I like to call them, but it's pretty cool to see stuff like this where it's changing and things are kind of escalating in the game as you play in the build up until the event. Alright, here's another event asset that got leaked. According to Egyptian Leaker, who's actually been coming in clutch with a lot of these leaks lately, he says this low quality version of the map was added in the last update. It's codenamed Events Artemis Terrain, which means it will be used for the live event. This version is different to the map used in the hologram challenge. It uses a very similar texture, but it's not the same. As you can see, it is nothing more than a super low quality, low resolution image of the Fortnite map. So, I mean, what could this be used for? I really am trying to wrap my head around it because it could be a multitude of different things. It's also possible it could be a placeholder of sorts. And for those reasons, it's really, really tough to decipher what exactly it might be used for. But at the very least, we have this asset, so be sure to let me know and fire all your comments away down below. Next up, we have this comment from, and I hope I say this right, Kabadeg, and they say the name Collider most likely refers to the Hadron Collider, the machine that created black holes. Of course, this comment is referring to the device POI on the map called the Collider. I've asked you guys previously to let me know your thoughts on what it might mean, and this is a pretty good theory. So at first, I had no clue what the Hadron Collider was. I mean, come on, who does? But upon looking it up, Google says it is the world's largest and highest energy particle collider. Listen, I may be a fake doctor, but I'm no scientist, okay? I have no idea what any of that means, but it's apparently all related to the quantum world, and there are just so many theories everywhere about this device being used to create black holes. Is it